Number 95, nobody dies alone. That's the subject of today's video. As always, please like it, comment on below, click the subscribe button, or the bell icon. Nobody dies alone. I really believe that. I can't prove it, but here's why I believe that. In my experience as a medium, I've come to realize that people in spirit are constantly or almost constantly with us in a loving, interested in our lives way, not in a creepy way. And so it makes sense to me if they're there with us when we're doing laundry, then they're there with us when we're transitioning out of these physical bodies. At this point, I've done about 1,000 readings. I started keeping track about 1,000 readings ago, so it's a little bit more than that. And several people that I've connected with have shown me being met by a specific person when they pass, who my client understands. Like, for example, a woman who is met by her own child. And so that means the child must have passed before she did, that kind of thing. I also get a lot of people, I didn't write this down, I have notes that I'm looking at. I also have had a lot of people when I've connected with someone in spirit, they've done this like pushing to the front of the line thing. And I know now that's just showing me they're going to be the first ones to meet that person whenever they pass. It's not a prediction of imminent passing. It's just whenever that person passes, whether it's 50 years from now, whoever I was connected with, and it's usually a parent or grandparent, but sometimes it's a sibling. They're like, yeah, they're going to elbow their way to the front. They're going to be the first person that person sees when they pass, and that my client will see. Can't prove that, but that happens to me sometimes. They've also shown me that the way they realized they were passed is they were stuck in this bed and they look over and they're like, Dad, or whoever, someone's already passed, and they realize in that manner, oh, I've passed because there's Dad, or there's my grandparents, or there's whoever. It has always, without exception, they've shown me which is not always that I get this. It's a lot of the time, but it's not even half the time. But a lot of the time this happens, and it's always a joyful reunion. That is 100% of the time where what they're showing is a joyful reunion with whoever passed before they did. So it's always a good thing. And that's something to try to remember, when you've experienced loss, I try to remember it, is that what feels like a terrible loss to us is always a joyful reunion to them. I've also gotten connected with people, grandparents especially, who will convey to me, I'm grandma anyway, or I'm grandpa anyway, or I'm still grandma, or I'm still grandpa. And it took me a while to figure out that what that means is, it's usually when they're talking about someone who's here, and that someone who is here was born after the person I'm connected with passed. And so they weren't a grandparent in life to that person, but they're claiming I'm still grandma, or I'm grandma anyway, that relationship still continues. And so I still don't know, I know I've said this in other videos, if grandparents, I have a grandparent who died before I was born, and if grandparents who never knew us in life are interested in our lives and are watching us, how far back does that go? Is it like great-great-great-great-grandparents? I don't know. So I don't have an answer for that one yet. How often? Also another thing that I get shown a lot is situations from my life will drop into my head, and they'll show me one of my brothers not making it to my mother's side before she passed, and so typically somebody, usually my client, but someone my client knows, that's a situation where someone couldn't be there to get to the person who I'm connected with before they actually died. Without exception, when they've shown me that, they've always done this, we're good, it's fine, everything's okay, about whoever it was not being able to make it in time before they got there, before they passed. So, and a lot of clients, a lot of people feel guilty about that because it's a really common thing for, you're sitting there, you're waiting for your loved one to die because you know it's imminent and because they're in hospice, and you go to the bathroom and you come back and they've died. Or you run down to the cafeteria and you come back and they've died. My mother did that. We were all lurking there for days, waiting for her to pass. And as soon as, literally within 8 minutes of my leaving, she passed. And I knew that she was not letting go because I was in the room. So I tried to stand out in the hallway. I tried to cheat, and I could just feel that she knew I was there. So I said goodbye a second time, a third time, however many times it was. And then I left. And by the time I got home, they called and said, you passed right after I left. So, and what my mother has conveyed to me about that, for example, is that she wanted privacy. Apparently, for some people in spirit, dying is a really private thing. And that's how it was for my mom. She just wanted privacy. So that can happen. Don't have much more to say about that topic. Next month, though, I don't know how I'm going to get next month's video into a 2 or 3 word title. But what I want to talk about is that having a purpose in life being interested in, for example, I've taken up art recently, but having a purpose, parenting or teaching or engaging in some deliberate activity, a new instrument, whatever, that gets the attention of people in spirit who were interested in that while they were here. That's what I'm going to talk about. I don't know how I'm going to reduce that to a short title. But until then, thank you for joining me this week, or this month rather, because I'm doing these monthly now instead of weekly. And see you next time. Thanks.